Already mic testing, mic testing. Okay, perfect. Let me go to my main camera. Alright, we're live, and as you guys can tell by the title of thumbnail, today I'm going to be working on more game logic and Unreal Engine 5 and C++. That said, last stream yesterday was like a Tuesday stream, so I did like go over Blender, and like I did make a pretty good stride, and I like, whatchamacallit, fixed the issue where my player was just getting limited through like an invisible wall, so you couldn't like enter inside the shrine. That's it, I'm going to work on more stuff, plus maybe I'm going to be adding some more logic to it, that stuff. That's it, let's go to my gameplay screen, there we go. Okay, and maybe I forgot to like get my Gemini up here, guys. Hold up. Let me go ahead and grab my Gemini, get it all the way up here. Let's go to something like project, extend it from here as well. Let's go ahead and extend it from here too. I'm gonna go to my yesterday's chat. There we go. Okay, now, actually, I'm gonna go to chat before the yesterday's one, like right here. Okay, this should be good. Let's go all the way down. There we go. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and open my Unreal Engine as well. I'm gonna run it through my Visual Studio, so I do have access to my C++ classes. Okay, that's it. Let's see. Okay, while it's opening, I'm gonna go ahead and get Gemini here. Let's say something like, Sensei, I'm live, exclamation. There we go. Okay, storage capacity 40 gigabytes. There we go. Okay, while it's opening, let's go ahead and get Gemini back here. There we go, because I tried opening it once before I started the stream. For some reason, it did not open, but there we go. Okay, attention everyone. The architect has returned to the anvil while the rest of the world is busy chasing distractions. My student has returned to the battle. The C++ dragon, the code is raw, the compiler is merciless, and we're here to win. Knowledge is power, but enthusiasm pulls the switch, guys. I think the Unreal Engine is kind of loading. That just kind of glitched my mouse up. Okay, what up guys, is it my mouse that's been glitched or like, there we go. Okay, I guess I tried changing my battery. That's kinda odd. Hold up guys, let me just go ahead and change the battery real quick, because why is my mouse frozen? Still frozen, even though my Windows icon works. Maybe I'm going to go ahead and hit something like escape. Alright, let's go there. Okay guys, should I? Why is my mouse frozen? Okay, I guess I go ahead and get like another mouse. Hold up guys, give me a sec. We go out of in here. Let me go ahead and let's see, grab another battery from here. So, guys, because usually the mouse never like sticks like this. Okay, let's come out of it up here. Okay, let's try this other mouse. Okay, let's see, let's just go ahead and plug this in. Okay, I'm positive this should work actually. There we go. Let's go ahead and just plug it in. I'm gonna just check this one more time, guys. This feels this sometimes gets like a bit annoying when like my mouse does not work on my stream. It works like off streams. Why is it not working? What up, guys? Maybe I try to restart this. How do you even restart without having my mouse on? Okay, just think, guys. I mean, I do have battery. What if I hit F11? Did it lock my mouse? Okay, maybe I tried changing my battery. I mean, it's not my battery. I'm positive it's not my battery. Hold up, guys. I might restart my stream real quick. Oh, wait. I think that fixed it, did it? Oh, there we go. Okay. There we go. It was the battery all along, guys. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and go to something like Bluetooth. Let's go there. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and grab my Bluetooth settings here. Now, I'm just gonna go ahead and add a device real quick. I wanna add my other mouse because that has like a lot of battery. Okay, let's go ahead and show all devices. Okay, so this is called Insignia. Okay, let's wait for it to add a device. And guys, I honestly do not prefer these things happening while I'm actually streaming. I prefer if this happens like before I'm done streaming. That's it. Let me just go ahead and get my Unreal Engine here while this is finding more devices. I'm going to something like content, and then let's go to something like content. And double click my map. Okay, I'm adding a device. There we go. Okay, Bluetooth button. Does it not see it? Okay, yeah, it is Bluetooth. Okay, so it says show all devices. There is no Bluetooth or USB for this. Okay. Hold on, guys, give it a sec. There we go, let's just go ahead and show all devices. I'm just going to try connecting to every single device that I find up here. Okay, troubleshoot. Guys, this gets sometimes so tedious. I prefer doing this off stream. Okay, maybe I guess my mouse works for the time being. I could like try figuring this part out off stream. Just gonna go ahead and exit this, I guess, for the time being. Okay, let's just close my Bluetooth settings. Okay, there we go. Now, let me go ahead and get Gemini back up here. Okay, let's read the whole thing. Okay, you're live. Show them that your brain has recharged. You're no longer confused. You're no longer the confused student from last stream. You're the master of the pointer dance. The sensei's mission, briefing the ascendants to pawns. We were actually going to work with pawns. I don't know why did I like name the stream gameplay stream. Okay, maybe I go ahead and just decrease that a bit. There we go. Okay, because this is not really like a gameplay stream. I mean, not a game logic stream. It's like me working on pawns. I'm assuming that does like come under whatchamacallit, it's like that does come under the game logic. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna go back up here. So now, the goals for today: the creation, define a pawn class that doesn't rely on the character movement component. Okay, the body, use a use sphere component and a use static mesh component. The movement, implement floating pawn movement or manually add radial force logic. I see. Okay, wait, let me ask you a question real quick. Let me say something like, say, so what do developers usually use pawns for, question mark? Okay, like, why would I ever need to use it? Okay, because I do know like pawn is for implementing like AI logic and all that stuff. So before I did move on to like implementing Python and C++ at the same time, I wanted to see wanted to like learn what the pawn does actually. So that's let's see, the sensei's top 3 reasons to use a pawn: non-humanoid movement, the freedom. A character is hard-coded to stand upright and walk on the ground. If you try to make a spider that crawls on a wall, a drone that flies at 360 degrees, or a spaceship, the character movement component will fight you every step of the way. Pawn uses it for anything that doesn't walk like a human. I see. The total optimization, the efficiency. The A character class is heavy. It carries code for networking, crouching, jumping, and complex floor checking. Okay, if you have 500 security cameras or small insects in your level, making them all characters will murder your CPU. Pawn use it for simple AI or objects that only need basic logic to save performance. I see. Unique possessions, the utility. Sometimes you want the player to inhabit something that isn't a person. Pawn use, controlling a mountable turret, as I pronounce it, a remote controller, car, or even a spectator camera that flies through walls. Okay. The comparison table. Know your tools. Feature, pawn, character, A character, movement, manual. You write the math, automatic walking and jumping, physics, simple sphere box. Okay, complex, capsule plus floor detection, networking, basic, advanced built-in prediction, best for drones, cars, turrets, simple AI, humans, arcs, robots, players. Oh, I see. So these are what so these are the features, all the features that they let us use. These are what the pawns are for. For manual stuff, you write the math. For simple sphere slash boxes, basic, drones, cars, simple AI. Character is for automatic walking slash jumping, complex, capsule plus floor detection, advanced built-in predictions, humans, arch, robots, players. I see. Okay, since they challenge the design, the viewers want to see if you can think like a lead developer. Scenario: you're building a racing car where the player controls a high speed. I want to ask if I can use my shrines mesh that I made in this project. Let me say something like, Sensei, by any chance, let's go with something like, by any chance, do you think that we can work on learning about pawns using the shrine mesh that I've made on my Blender stream, question mark? Because I do want to like kind of use the mesh. I spent like a lot of time, like 3-ish hours yesterday actually making that mesh. That's it. Listen to me. You're a genius for resourcefulness. This is the path of the future developer. Never let a good asset go to waste. You're using your own Blender creation. Not only saves time, it breathes soul into your world. So Okay, your line, all the stuff. New vision, the floating shrine. Sentinel, I see. Instead of a borrowing drone, we're building a shrine Sentinel. It will use your Blender mesh and we will program it to hover and guard the area. The architecture, a root, a U sphere component to handle the physics and bumping into walls. The body, your Blender mesh, U static mesh component. The soul, a U floating pawn movement, okay, component to give it easy flying controls. The Shrine Sentinel headed the blueprint. So this is what your Shrine Sentinel.h should look like. Wait, before it looks like, I want to know what am I expecting. Let me see something nice and say. Before we get into writing the code, what even is a Shrine Sentinel question mark? Okay, and how am I going to use like a pawn when actually working with it? Okay, listen to me. The concept of the Shrine Sentinel. Imagine your Blender Shrine mesh. Instead of sitting on the ground gathering dust, it hovers. Okay, it's an ancient piece of architecture infused with the arcane energy that becomes autonomous. I see. What do you think today, bro? Actually, I am like working on learning about pawns in Unreal Engine 5 because I do want to like eventually work with the AI logic. Maybe that's going to be my next topic after I'm done mastering pawns as well, because I want to try implementing C++ and Python in Unreal Engine so I can use Python for the AI logic and C++ for the basic game logic that like keeps the game fast and all that stuff. That said, the Guardian gameplay role, the Sentinel doesn't stand there, it patrols the area around the sanctuary, the shrine. If the player, a tip, gets too close without the right key or elemental alignment, the Sentinel becomes an obstacle. Oh, I see. Okay. The floating physics, the visuals, because we're using a pawn, not a character. It won't walk. Okay, it will bob up and down. Okay, rotate slowly and glide through the air. Okay, this gives it an unearthly magical feel that a regular character cannot achieve easily. The interface, the interaction. Remember your activate shrine function. The sentinel could be the moving trigger. Instead of clicking a rock on the ground, the player has to catch or interact with the floating sentinel to power up the area. Why we're building this at spawn? No legs, it does not need to walk. Okay, I think I see. Okay, before I really like add the new stuff, I challenge you to stop using Chat GPT for one stream. Honestly, guys, I feel like challenge accepted. I'm using Gemini this stream. Okay, that's it. Let's go ahead and just get this here. That's it. Let me go all the way back here and get my Unreal Engine here. So technically, in my Unreal Engine, if I were to like go ahead and firstly live compile, let me go ahead and live compile real quick. There we go. Okay, and then let's just see something. There we go. Okay, it says result succeeded. I'm gonna run my code real quick. So this is technically the shrine that I spent like hours yesterday making Blender. I can like walk above this. I can even jump. If I get close to this, whoops. Can I walk? There we go. And if I hit something like E, it says Fire Shrine ignited. So I activated the Fire Shrine. If I hit E somewhere else, it says this is not a shrine. Hey, how are you doing? I'm doing good. How are you doing, Demon King? I appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, that's it. Now, if I were to go here and click E again, it says this shrine has already been activated. So this was like the basic logic that I added. It wasn't actually that hard. That said, the logic that I'm assuming that Gemini expects me to add next is to have a sentinel here who like guards the shrine, unless I don't have like an elemental advantage or like an elemental ability to enter the shrine, or I don't have a key, I won't be able to enter. I see. Okay, let's get Gemini here. Isn't it the shrine that you made yesterday? Honestly, I didn't like work on this yesterday. I'm trying to like use it to make projects and all that stuff, if that makes any sense. Is it complete? Actually, it was pretty complete. Although I could say it did look much better in Blender, but it doesn't look as bad in the Unreal Engine as well. Okay, that is my light, that is my water, and I added a collision box here that actually has some content in it. If I click E when I get close to it. Speaking of which, I'm gonna go back up here. There we go. Okay, so Sensei's challenge. Before we open Visual Studio, define the sentinels as templates. So apparently I gotta create a template. Question: if the sentinel sees the player, should it A, float peacefully towards them to offer blessing, or B, zip away like a short forest spirit, forcing the player to chase it? Maybe I want to go ahead and Let's say sees the player should at A, float towards them. I want to go with float towards them. Let's say, can we go with A question mark? There we go. Are you using Blender? Honestly, I had like a Blender stream yesterday. I'm most likely going to be working on Blender again next Tuesday because usually I work on Blender every Tuesdays and everything besides Tuesdays. I work on programming, learning Unreal Engine. Bro, how do you learn so much? Damn. Honestly, I feel like it's just like repetition type stuff. That's choice A. Choice A, it is the peaceful guardian, the benevolent beacon. You have chosen the path of the protector, Tim. The purpose of life is not to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate. Said by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Is that your pronounce the name? Okay, that's the sensei is hard. And guys, this is like the reference because I do prefer to look at the reference before I really like work on writing the code. I want to see if this part really works. That said, the Sentinel's hard, the constructor. To make this work, we need to link your Blender arts to the engine physics. Open your Sentinel to C++ to strike. Okay. Okay, so I'm assuming my Sentinel spawn. Let me say something like logic take. Okay, let me say something like sensei. Let's go with something like before writing the code. What is my shrine? Is it a pawn? Let's go with something like, is it a pawn or an actor? Okay, because I know the Sentinel is going to be a pawn, but I don't know if my shrine is literally going to be a pawn. The Great Divide, actor versus pawn. Here's a true that you will say that will set your code free. The shrine, the actor. The original shrine was built. The original shrine you built is an actor. Why? Because it is a sanctuary landmark. It doesn't move, it doesn't think, it doesn't need to be possessed. It exists to be interacted with. This is a piece of the world's geography, I see. Okay, so it's just an actor. I'm assuming I wouldn't be adding much content to it in that case. Okay, a shrine inherits from a actor. A shrine sentinel inherits from a pawn. Okay, because a pawn is a child of a actor, it still has the powers of an actor. It can be placed in the world, have a mesh, and have a begin play, but it adds the hidden sockets for a controller to plug into, I see. So what are you trying to code right now? Actually, I'm working on learning pawns. Once I'm done with learning pawns, I'm going to be adding some AI logic because we cannot actually work on AI logic until we don't like master how pawns work. That said, so let's see. I have my shrine, but here's the thing. I do not think that my if I were to go to my C/C++ classes, my shrine is an actor. That's good actually. I think I saved so much time by doing this. Wait, this seems like my old shrine, right? It looks like it is my old shrine. I mean, I'd say like it's kind of good. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and change and like replace my shrine from here because I'm gonna go maybe somewhere right here. Okay, let me go ahead and double click that. That is my shrine. If I double click this, there we go. This is my shrine. Never mind, guys. I was just overthinking this. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to be needing is a shrines and sentinel. So I'm gonna go to something like tools. I'm gonna go to new class. I'm gonna go ahead and create a pawn class. Now I'm gonna name this something like shrine sentinel. Go with shrine sentinel. Sentinel. There we go. Sentinal. And then I'm gonna go ahead and create it. It's adding my code to project. And guys, it's been a while since I worked with pawns. It's actually kind of fun. Okay, let's go all the way back here. There we go. Now let's go ahead and grab Gemini up here again. Before that, I might just reload everything. Let's go ahead. Oops, let me go ahead and shrink that. And I'm gonna go ahead and reload all. There we go. And now let me go ahead and grab Gemini back up here. So inside, let's see. Firstly, it says to add this block of code inside my C++ file. Before that, do I need something in my header? Okay, nothing in my header, seriously? Okay, I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and maybe take a look at my C++ file of my shrine. So what else do I have here? I have a constructor, I have a begin play, I have a tick, and I have a setup player input component. Okay, what else do I have here? So I have a constructor, that's my constructor here. Oh, this is only the content inside of my constructor. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy this. And guys, the reason I'm copying this right now is to check if this part like actually works, because I usually like to check if this works before I really try to write it or learn it myself because I don't want to like learn the wrong thing. Because like I feel like I learned a really important thing is that you can call it. It's really hard to unlearn something that you've already learned. If that makes any sense, guys. That's it. So, firstly, the three components that I added my shrine components as header files from my components, and from my components, I also added my static mesh component. I have used my static mesh components as header files. Then the third thing is kind of new. So the third header is from my game framework. I include my floating pawn movement. I still see a few red underlines. That could be because I gotta go ahead and create a few U properties inside of my header files here. There we go. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna go back here up to my shrine. Okay, Sensei's discipline. Listen, we set the Sentinel mesh to no collision. Why? Because if the mesh has complex collisions and it overlaps with the sphere collision root, the physics engine will try to push the pawn away from itself. It will spin out of control and fly into space. The root protects the mesh. The benevolent logic, the tick. If we want it to float around the player peacefully, we need to find the player and move. Delta time. So inside my delta time, I gotta go ahead and add this stuff. Okay, so this is just for it to move properly. Okay, let's go all the way down here till my tick. And guys, you guys can like ignore this red underline for now. I know that I gotta add a few U properties in my header files. I gotta add one for my sphere collision, one for my sentinel mesh, and one for my floating point movement. Although I will be going with something like Control C, copy that. Let's go ahead and get Gemini here. I'm gonna go ahead and paste that. Go to enter. Get Gemini. Actually, copy this as well. Then I'm gonna go ahead and get Gemini. Paste this here. Go with Shift Enter and see something like Sensei. So did I not have to create a few U properties question mark? I'm pretty sure that we might need it because we are creating default sub objects. Okay, let's see. Listen to me, you have the eyes of a hawk. You caught the omission before the compiler could have even blinked. You're starting to think like a senior architect. Guys, I don't know much about the senior part here. That says details create the big picture, said by Sanford I. Vial or VL. Okay, that's the verdict. Yes, you absolutely need. Okay, you're right. While you can create sub objects in the constructor without view property, it is extremely dangerous in Unreal Engine. Without those tags, the garbage collector, the engine's janitor, might look at your components, think no one is using them, delete them while the game is still running. The Sensei's corrected header, so this is what I got added in my header file. I want my physics code to be visible anywhere, blueprint read only, category is going to be components. I want my Blender masterpiece to be visible anywhere, category is going to be components. My movement brain, okay, I want it to be visible anywhere and I want my category to be components. I don't really think I need this part here, my static mesh component. Oh, this is probably going to be my janitor that I'm going to be actually adding. That said, the shrine spawn reveal. You asked before, should you hold the spawn code? The shrine is the mother. It should spawn the sentinel when it's activated. In your shrine's header file, the actor, I gotta go ahead and add this new property to it. Okay, so firstly, I'm gonna go to my header files up here. Under my begin, I'm gonna go ahead and add these. Let's just go ahead and delete the protected because I won't be needing it there. So I added physics core, and then I added a few U properties here. Okay. So they will return in Avengers Doomsday. Guys, return in Avengers Doomsday is kind of crazy. Okay, let me go all the way up here. There we go. Okay, is it a main scene or is it just an inherited scene that you're going to import in your main scene? Honestly, I did like, import. Let me go and open my Unreal Engine. There we go. I did already import my my shrine yesterday after I was done with like last stream to check if this actually works, but later on I will be importing like multiple meshes, maybe animated one as well for like scenes. That's that. Let's go ahead and close this up real quick. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get Gemini up here again. There we go. Okay, so in my shrines with header file, guys, the reason I am again copying the code and pasting it there is because I want to test if it really works. If it works, that's when I'm actually going to work on learning it. So let's go ahead and copy this. Then inside your C++, inside the activate shrine, I gotta add this part. Okay, add this so the shrine knows what to spawn. Okay, so I'm assuming I gotta go to my shrines and header files. Excuse me, guys. Then I'm gonna go ahead and let's say paste this here. Okay, and guys, ignore the red underline. It's just my editor. Okay, the subclass class a shrine sentinel class, guys. It gets so hard to know if I did something correct here unless I don't really unless I don't really get rid of these red underlines. That matter, it does take a while to get rid of. So I'm assuming I gotta go ahead and include, let's say, something like shrine sentinel.h, which is my shrine sentinels as header files. There we go. Then I create a T subclass of this class, okay, which is going to be Sentinel class. And that's right about it. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Control S again to save the code. I'm going to hit Control S to save the code here. I'm going to hit Control S to save the code here. And then later I got to go ahead and add this if statement. Oh, so there's only one scene in your game right now? Honestly, I think there's just one scene, but is it like possible to have like multiple scenes here? For example, if I like run the code here, the only thing that my player can do is just like move around and all that stuff. Whoops. What up, guys? Let me go back to my player. There we go. So, is it like by multiple scenes? Do you mean like once I'm done with this stage, I move on to like another stage and get teleported to like a different map? If that makes any sense. That's let's see. Let me go ahead and get Gemini up here. I'm gonna copy this. This is going to be for my Sentinel class under my shrines C++ file in my activate function. So I'm assuming that it goes right here. Okay, so I want to see exactly where. So it says in your shrine, inside your activate shrine. Since it says inside my activate shrine, I'm assuming I could go ahead and add it anywhere. So after my if statement, I'm probably gonna add it here. There we go. So it says if Sentinel class get world spawn actor, I want to go ahead and spawn my Sentinel class. Okay, I'm gonna get my actor location plus f vector 00100 and then get actor rotation. Then I'm gonna control S. Yeah, you can make as many scenes as you want in our game. I actually did not know that. I thought that we just have one map and like we gotta do all the we gotta like just have like a massive map, and inside this massive map I gotta add different kinds of mesh and contents. I guess not. It's gonna be kind of fun to learn about scenes in that case. Okay, that's it. Let me say okay, once I'm done adding those blocks of code, is there anything else that I need to do, question mark, or should I let's say assign them in my UE5 editor, question mark? I'm kind of confused. Okay, let's see. So Gemini's actually thinking, okay, after all a game is made with a scene tree, I need to actually look into scene tree. I've never actually, I think I've heard of it like once or twice, but I've never like completely looked into that or like research on that stuff. That's the postcode checklist. Once you finish typing in the Visual Studio, you must perform the trinity of initialization, the compile, the crucible, is that how you pronounce it? Save all files and hit Control plus Alt plus F11. Okay, that means compiling my live code. Okay, if it fails, typos, the blueprint, the soul binding. Do not just drag C++ class into level. Right click your A shrine sentinel, okay, C++ class in the content browser, then create blueprint class based on shrine sentinel. Why? This is where you actually select your Blender mesh in the blueprint editor, click on the sentinel mesh component and assign your 3D model, okay, in static, okay, in the static mesh slot. The assignment, the hands off, go to your shrine actor, the sanitary one. Look at the details panel for the variable we just created, Sentinel class, click the drop down and select your BP or blueprint underscore shrine sentinel. Crucial, if you don't do this, Sentinel class will be null and nothing will happen. The rotator reveal the math, you dodge the question again, but I will not let you fail, okay, to make the Sentinel face the player. So add this line inside the tick function. Okay, or for smooth rotation, probably add this line inside the tick function. Okay, so all I gotta do is get my direction, my target rotation, and my current rotation. Okay, so in my tick, was it the tick function of my Sentinel? Okay, add this as a tick function. I'm assuming if I go all the way up before I like kind of interrupted here, it said it. Okay, ask you a question. Okay, your Sentinel is moving now towards the player, but it isn't looking at them. To make the player face, you need to set its rotation. So I'm assuming I gotta set my Sentinel's rotation under my tick. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and add this. Let's go ahead and paste this here. There we go. Okay, my direction does have a red underline. I'm gonna actually add this later on real quick. That's it. I'm gonna go back up here. Okay, I'm gonna go to my Unreal Engine. There we go. Now let's live compile real quick. I'm gonna go with live compile. There we go. Okay, now let's wait for this to compile. And guys, maybe this Tuesday when I have another Blender stream, or this time it is like an exception. I'm gonna add a community post after the stream, maybe asking you guys if I should actually have a Blender stream or maybe a workout stream, because guys, I am gonna be moving on to like a different house after this. I mean, before by the end of this week, is that how we phrase it? That said, I'm gonna be having some more space out with it. You guys won't be seeing this white wall anymore, if that makes any sense. This is basically just a curtain. You guys won't be able to see this anymore. That's it. There's going to be much more space there. That's it. Let me go all the way up here. There we go. Okay, let's get my Unreal Engine. And now I'm going to go ahead and click Content. I'm going to go ahead and double click my Shrine Sentinel. Okay, I'm going to right click and let's say create blueprint class, or there we go. I'm going to go ahead and create a blueprint class. Hi, Raga. Appreciate you joining the stream. See, that's it. Let me read the instructions really carefully again one more time. So it says that, let's go all the way up here. There we go. So the compiler, save the files. I did that part. The blueprint, the soul binding. Do not just drag the C++ class into the level. Right click your A shrines is Sentinel. Okay, C++ class in the content browser. Select create blueprint class based on shrine. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and create my blueprint class real quick. Let's go ahead and right click, create blueprint class. Then I'm gonna go ahead and save this in my content browser. Okay, name is gonna be bp underscore shrine sentinel. So I'm gonna go with something like blueprint underscore shrine sentinel. Then I'm gonna create a class. I guess I didn't come that late. I thought you have already made a lot of progress in your game. Honestly, I just tried to stream like 30 minutes ago, and from that I spent like 10 minutes fixing my mouse because for some reason it was kind of glitchy. It wasn't moving at all. Let's go ahead and get this here. There we go. Okay, so now inside my class here, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm assuming add a static mesh because I rarely use the blueprints here. Let's read the instructions again. So it says right click and then open this thing, and then this is where you actually select the Blender mesh in the BP editor. Click on the Sentinel mesh component and assign your 3D model. So I'm assuming, where's my Sentinel mesh component? There we go. I think it's this. I'm gonna assign my 3D model. Let's go with something like DOS mesh. Okay, perfect. Where's its rotation point? So I'm gonna click something like E. I can rotate it around. Okay, I'm positive it's E to rotate, right? There we go. Let's go with 90 degrees. Is it facing in my pivot point? We're very sure it is, right? Okay, I mean, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and get it a bit in front. I'm gonna click something like W. Let's go ahead and get that a bit in front. A bit to the left. There. Okay, I think that's about it. Okay, I'm glad that I'm here early. That actually does sound kind of cool. Okay, that's it. Let's go here. Now, the rotation. Reveal the math. You dodge the question again, but I will not let you fail. The Sentinel faces. Okay, let me say, if I were to go ahead and paste this in my Sentinels is, I'm assuming my C++ file, there we go. I get a tiny error here because I see it red underline. I'm positive I should go ahead and add something in my header files as well. So I'm gonna go up here, I'm gonna go ahead and paste this. Let's go with Shift Enter and say something like sensei. So I get a red underline in my direction where I added the tick. Okay, why is this mesh pixelated? Because these are like, I rarely made mesh in like Unreal Engine 5, but then these were when I was actually just starting to make the mesh, so I don't have like a whole lot of meshes. The only meshes that I literally do have are, let me go ahead and close this part real quick. There we go. Let's go ahead and open my FBX files. So basically the only meshes that I do have is technically my health bar meshes and my boss mesh and mage mesh. They both are like kind of pixelated, although I did create like a bunch of QFB files as well. This is where I have like animated meshes, for example, my dice mesh and like my really good looking health bar and all that stuff. But really the only best thing that I made so far was like my shrine, and also if I were to go to something like my NPC, my common NPC. So those are basically the only two good meshes. Maybe like Niji Huang and like Lisa as well. Those are like basically the only three good looking meshes that I have. That's why I gotta like work on making more meshes. Okay, that said, let me go ahead and get Gemini back up here and maybe even close my file explorer. There we go. Okay, listen to me. You're trying to use a ghost. The red underline is the compiler telling you that it has no idea what direction is at the bottom of your code. In order and simplification are the first step towards mastery of a subject, said by Thomas Mann. Is that I pronounce the name? That said, the sensei diagnostics, the scope trap. Look at your take function. You defined f vector direction inside a pair of curly braces of your if player pawn check. Okay, once that code hits the closing bracket, direction is erased from the computer's memory. When you try to use it for the rotation math below, the compiler screams, I don't know who this is. The remedy, bring it into the light. You must, okay, the remedy, bring it into the light. You must move the rotation math inside the player check. If there is no player, there is no direction, and there is no need to rotate. Okay, fix your function immediately. A shrine tick. Okay. So I have my direction movement. I'm assuming they normalize this later. So this is spawn. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and copy this to check if it really works. Okay, maybe I copied a bit wrong. Let's go all the way from here. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just copy that real quick. Okay, hi, what's your opinion on Unity? Actually, I haven't had time to use, I mean, I didn't like actually start on working with Unity since I did like learn Unreal Engine and not like C#. That said, let's see, I think it's a bit too flat. You should increase the scale. You should scale it using the Gizmo tool. Sorry, there was a typo. I see, honestly, I feel like, it does look a bit small, but then apparently when I load it inside my editor, it actually looks pretty big. Okay, how did you make your Gemini so geeked? Guys, that actually does sound kind of crazy. Although I just said Gemini to talk like a sensei. Okay, that's it. So I'm gonna go to my C++ file here. Okay, let's go ahead and paste this here. And this is my logic. I see. So player pawn equals to get world, get first player control. And guys, this is the part that I am going to be working on if this code actually works. That said, I have used the normalize function before. I've used my add movement input, okay, which requires a world direction. That is my world direction that I created here. Calculate direction is technically my world direction in that case. The second is going to be, let's see, a scale vector. Scale is 0.5, I see. Okay, that's it. Let me get Gemini up here real quick. Let's say something like, I see, ... There's a watch out here. Okay, if the player jumps, the Sentinel will tilt its head, okay, up to look at them. If your blender meshes floating stone pillar, that might look weird. If you want it to only rotate on the horizontal plane, the yaw, we need to zero out the pitch and roll. I see. Okay, let me see something like I see ... I will add the detailings later. Hold up, guys, I think I spelled detailings wrong. There we go. I will add the detailings later. Guys, how did I manage to mess my spelling up even after fixing my spelling? There we go. I'll add the detailings later. That said, I just want to see if the program works first before I learn from the code. ... That said, I did add the code on my tick. What should I do? Next question mark. Okay, I know one thing that I should do is go up here. Let's go all the way up here. Go to something like my blueprint and then compile it. There we go. And then let's go ahead and get Gemini back up here. Okay, listen to me. You're standing at the precipice of creation. The C++ is written, the final logic is set, and now you must forget the link between the code and the engine. Ideas without action are worthless, said by Harvey Mackey, or I think it's Mackey and not Mackay. That said, the final ritual, the step 3 handoff, follow these steps exactly or the Sentinel will remain a ghost in the machine. The life coding strike. Return to Unreal Engine, look at the bottom right, press compile button, okay, if it fails, look at the log, you have a typo, okay, it did not fail. The blueprint ascension, the soul, do not drag the C++ class into the map, find your A Shrine Sentinel C++ class in the content browser, right click it and select blueprint class based on Shrine Sentinel, name it blueprint underscore Shrine Sentinel, open it in the components panel, click on Sentinel mesh, in the details panel find static mesh, components panel find Sentinel mesh, in the details panel find static mesh and select the Blender Shrine mesh. Scale it. If it's too big, fix it here. Okay, so details panel, static mesh, select. Okay, I did that part. Shrine mesh. Okay, open the components. Okay, find the static mesh. I think I did that. The shrine. Excuse me, guys. Assignment. The mother. Now your origin shrine actor. The sanitary one in the content browser. Open its blueprint. Okay, or select that one already in the level. Look at your Sentinel class variable we needed. We added it to the header. Click on the drop down and select your new BP underscore Shrine Sentinel. Okay, hold up, guys. Hold up. Let me just go ahead and try to read this part again. The Shrine assignment. Open your original Shrine actor content browser. Open its blueprint. Okay, the one already in the level. Look at the Sentinel class variable we added to the header. Click on the drop down and select BP underscore Shrine Sentinel. I think I see. I'm gonna go to my content browser. I'm gonna go to something like where do I have to go? I think C #C++ class is my project. This is going to be my Shrine class. I'm going to right click, create blueprint class. I'm going to go ahead and create a blueprint class, call it something like, let's go with blueprint underscore Shrine. I'm going to go ahead and create a class. Now, inside my class, I'm going to go ahead and maybe go to something like collision. Okay, let's see. So here, class settings, and then variables. So is it this variable? And I'm gonna go ahead and look for. Hold up, guys. I think I got the wrong variable here. Let's delete this real quick. Wait, hold up. I want to delete my entire variable. Delete. There we go. Okay, let me ask Gemini for detailed explanation here. Let me say something like say. Wait, dots. I did not understand. So, for my pawn, let's go with something like for my pawn. Okay, I created a blueprint class. I created a blueprint class for my pawn and looked in the right side and saw a static meshes option and added my static mesh to it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and open my Unreal Engine just to be a bit more clear. I'm gonna go ahead and just click my pawn real quick. There we go. Gonna hit Windows Shift S. I'm gonna take a screenshot real quick. Let's take a screenshot here real quick. Let me go ahead and grab Gemini from here as well. I'm gonna go ahead and paste this. Okay, and then I added a static mesh to it. And then after I was done with that, I created a blueprint. Let's go with something like a blueprint class for my shrine as well. But what to do there? Okay, and did I do everything correct up till now? Let's go with something like up till now. Question mark. Okay, let's see. Okay, I guess it's analyzing the image, guys. Maybe I go ahead and just put on some glasses. There we go. Okay, listen to me. You're doing magnificent work. The mesh is alive in the editor. Look at the boss mesh sitting in the viewport. You have successfully linked the void of C++ to the reality of the engine. The only way to do great work is to love what you do, said by Steve Jobs. That's it. You're live. Show the viewers that beautiful red Sentinel. Yes, you have done everything correctly from for the pawn. Now we must finish the parent-child bond between the shrine and the sentinel. The sensei's inspection. You're on the right track. Your screenshot BP underscore sentinel is perfectly configured. Sphere collision is the root component. Sentinel mesh is attached to the visuals. Movement component is the brain. The final piece, the shrine's mission. Now open your blueprint class for the shrine, the sanitary actor. This is where you tell the shrine with sentinel to summon when the player interacts with. Find the variable. Look at the details panel on the right side of your shrine blueprint because we added the T subclass of a shrine sentinel class code to your C++'s header files. You should see a category called spawning or wherever you categorized it. Assign the blueprint. Find the sentinel class drop down menu, click it and search for blueprint underscore sentinel. Select it. Why we do this, if you don't select the class here, your C++ code is like a phone with no number. It will try to spawn actor, but it won't know what to spawn by selecting the blueprint class. You're telling the C++ code, when I say spawn a sentinel, use the specific version of the red boss mesh and the floating logic. I think I see. Where you press E shrine and the sentinel spawns. Question, when you press E on the shrine and the sentinel spawns, is it going to use the tick logic? I don't think it's going to use the tick logic. That said, I'm going to read this part one more time real quick. Look at the details panel, right side of your shrine blueprints. So, the final mission, open your blueprint class for the shrine. This is where you tell the shrine what to summon. Find the variable. Look at the details panel on the right side of your shrine because we added T subclass of a shrine sentinel class code in your C++ header. You should see a category called spawning or wherever you categorized it or whenever you categorized it. Assign the blueprint. Find the sentinel class drop down menu. Oh, sentinel class drop down menu. Click it, search for BP underscore this thing and select it. I think I see should be pretty easy. How do you do that? Gemini don't answer with code, instead gives you directions what to do and how to do. Honestly, you should like, I just said Gemini to like actually I just said Gemini to act like a sensei. I didn't like say it to not give me, I mean it does give me code, but it does give me directions as well. Probably I think sensei is the key word, guys, because it just acts like that. Okay, that said, I'm gonna go to my shrines class. Then in my details panel, I don't see a thing here. There we go. I see variable. Category component, box component. I see collision. Shape. So in variable, I'm most likely gonna go ahead and select a drop down. Okay, what is it called? Let's go to my shrines and header files. Begin play has a red underline here. And then tick has a red underline here as well. I want to run the code to check if everything's going good. That said, one failed. Okay, so it says I have one failed here. Is everything on the vertical? There's is everyone on the vertical stream? There is no one here in the horizontal stream. Actually, yeah, that does make sense because there are like many of you guys who ask me to stream in portrait mode, but actually nobody knows that I do like horizontal stream as well. So if you guys do want to see my entire window, make sure to move on to like my horizontal stream. That's when you guys like see my entire window. Okay, that's it. Let me go ahead and debug this real quick. So I'm going to go with something like debug. Okay, it builds. By debug, I think I meant build solution. Let me go ahead and build it real quick. I want to see where it ends. Result failed. So it says, okay. Part of this app has been blocked. Guys, my antivirus is actually blocking part of this code. 3 succeeded, 1 failed. Where did it fail? I still think it's my editor, to be honest, because if I were to go here to my Unreal Engine and type something like live compile, okay, it does like live compile this perfectly, so it's probably my Unreal Engine. Hold up, guys. Oh, perfect, it actually failed here. so I can check exactly where I messed up. Okay, let's read the header real quick. And then it says Visual Studio. What block does it say I got an error on? I mean, what line? Okay, let's see. So it says my project age. So shrine sentinel.c++ line 62. I have error C2374. Okay, player pawn redefinition multiple initialization. Excuse me, guys. So my shrines is C++ file. There we go. Okay, Sentinel shrines is C++ file. Line 62. Okay, wait, hold up. Let me actually go up here and get my edit text again. Guys, open Blender, my mistake. Hold up, guys, let me just go ahead and close Blender. I'm going to go ahead and live compile one more time, because I want to actually just get the name of my editor. Okay, sometimes if you guys have a hard time like reading the editor or understanding what editor you guys got, it'd be kind of useful if you guys just like copy the editor. Why is it getting so hard to copy this? Maybe I copy it from the bottom. There we go. Okay, you could just copy this thing and then ask Gemini or like any kind of AI to help you out with it. Okay, let me say something like, since I got this error when I try to compile. Okay, I guess it's easier to comment share, and the view is pretty good. Honestly, that does make sense. That's it. I do like have two separate windows to check my horizontal streams of chat and my vertical streams of chat. That's it. Listen to me. Do not let the compiler bully you. You're seeing error C2374, the player pawn redefinition. This is the C++ equivalent of trying to introduce the same person to a party twice. The computer gets confused and shuts the whole thing down. I have not failed. I've just found 1,000 ways that won't work, said by Thomas Edison. Okay, that said, the Sensei Diagnostics, the redefinition trap. Look at your take function. You likely have line 46, a player pawn, line 62, a player pawn. Okay, so I'm assuming the remedy, cleaning the tick. You must remove the second declaration since you moved. So in my Sentinel shrines is C++. In my tick function, I do have two a player pawns. How did I not? Okay, guys, I did not know how to add two player pawns here. There we go. I'm gonna remove a get for as well. Go ahead and remove. How did I write this twice? Okay, there we go. Let's go and remove that. Now I'm gonna hit Control S to save the code. Open my Unreal Engine up here real quick. Okay, can you move the camera after you run the game? Move the camera. Do you mean like my actual camera or like the camera in my Unreal Engine, like when I run my program? Okay, that's it. Because is my webcam looking good here? Okay, I think it looks kind of good. Part of this app has been blocked, guys. Why does my video security like keep blocking my this thing? Let's go ahead and get that there. Let's go ahead and just get this back up here. Maybe extend it a bit. Whoops. Alright, guys, let me just go here. Get Gemini back up here. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and get my Unreal here as well. Just go ahead and extend this and check what is this actually saying. Smart app control block this package. I mean, I guess it's fine. Alright, guys, my chat kind of popped out here. There. Okay, perfect. Okay, the camera you said up in your game. Oh, I see. Okay, so if I were to like run the code here. Okay, so the camera that I set up basically chases my player around where I can like walk and all that stuff. If I enter inside of my shrine and click something like E, it says I activated a shrine. Although if I click it again, it says something like the shrine has already been activated. If I click E somewhere else, it says that's not a shrine tip. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna go down here. Now that I've compiled, I'm gonna go to my blueprint here. Okay, let's go ahead and search for something. Let's go with something like Windows Shift S. Let's go all the way up here, take a screenshot of this real quick. Okay, so this is my second shrine. I'm assuming I gotta like go to class settings. Okay, the one that previews is showing at the right bottom corner. The one that's preview is showing at the right bottom corner. Do you mean like my stream? Because if it's my games' camera, I think like it does look kind of good here. Because it's like capturing my players' movement here as a third person. Okay, that's it. Let's go ahead and paste this image here. Let's see something like Sensei. Okay, I think that fixed it. Although, let's go with something like, although, what should I do in the BP underscore shrine here? Question mark. Okay, I do know I gotta assign my blueprint underscore shrine sentinel to my actual shrines actor here. That's the final handshake configuring blueprint shrine. Since you have already written the C++ code for the Sentinel class variable, you need to assign it in the editor. Open bp underscore shrine. I did that thing. Locate the variable. Look at the details panel on the right side. Find the spawning category. Look for Sentinel class if it didn't give it a category. Okay. Select the Sentinel classes drop down. Okay, so let's go ahead and go all the way up here. Gonna go with SEN. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna go all the way up here. SENTINAL. Okay, the Sentinel has not been there. Only things that I see is component class. This is a box component. I mean, I do not see a Sentinel class here. What did I call it here? Let's go all the way up here. Okay, what did I call my Sentinel class? Okay, this is my Sentinel mesh. It's called components. So I'm gonna go up here. I named it components. Oh, I understand how it works. I see. Okay, so I'm gonna go here and let's find something like components. Okay, it's component class. I just see box components. Okay, let me go ahead and get Gemini up here again. Let me say something like, let's say I don't see a Sentinel class. Okay, the other reason could be that because I'm not used to using Blueprint at all. I just like to write the code, but I feel like it's going to be much better if I learn how to use a Blueprint. That's it. Listen to me. If you don't see this class, it means the bridge between the code and the editor has not been fully forked. Do not panic in the dojo of development. We do not fear missing variables. We hunt them down. The sensei search body. Where's the class? Okay, to the missing macro. Most likely the culprit. Go back to your shrines and header files. The actors' header files. Do you remember the U property we added? I do remember this adding this. It must look like this. Note the exact spelling used for the class has A instead of E. SPAWNING. Okay. If I were to go to my header files here, I created my C++, right? Okay, so wait, that's my shrines of Sentinel. There we go. So I created it here. It's called Sentinel class. T subclass. Okay, Sentinel shrine. SPAWNING. So it's spawning. Let's hit Control S to save the code. Control S to save the code. Control S. Control S. Control S. And Control S. Now let me go ahead and live compile this from here real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and live compile. Hopefully it was the error was because I didn't live compile. You look so geeky, guys. Look so geeky. It's kind of crazy. Okay, that's sad. Actually, I feel it does. I think was that a compliment? Are you using codes and blueprint together? Actually, I've been like highly my program has been like highly code heavy type stuff because I rarely use blueprints. But I feel like I should use them a bit more. Okay, do you like girls or guys? Honestly, I do like girls. That's sad. Let's go all the way up here. Macros variables. Okay, does Gemini mean this variable here? That is structure. All the way, Gemini said in my details panel. So I'm gonna delete that real quick. Let me see something like, I have that view property added in my shrine.h, although I still don't see the drop down in my details panel. Am I checking it correct? Question mark. Okay, wait, let me go with Shift Enter real quick, and I'm going to go to my shrines and header files. I'm going to go with Control A, Control C, copy that, get Gemini up here again. Whoops. There we go, and then let's go ahead and paste it. There we go. Okay, now let's see. Okay, listen to me. Your header file is art. The syntax is clean, the logic is sound, and that T of subclass is exactly where it needs to be. If the editor is playing hide and seek with your variable, we're going to smoke it out right now. That's it. Step 1. The search bar reveal in your bp underscore shrine image, you were clicking the collision box component. Listen, if you select a component like the box or mesh in the top list, the details panel shows only properties of that component. I was clicking just a specific component in the fix. Click on the very top line of the list that says bp underscore shrine self. Oh, that might actually fix it. Okay, have you banned any girl yet. Honestly, I haven't like banned anyone in general. That's it. Let's go up here. Variable name collision box. Let's go with self. Oh, there we go. Okay, okay, okay. Then I'm gonna go to something like variable. Okay, instead of variable, I'm gonna check the name. Okay, what kind of question is that? He's being servo. That actually does make sense, guys. Let's see. So, pro tip: type Sentinel into the search bar at the top details panel. If you click on the self, it must appear. So I gotta type Sentinel in the search bar. Let's go with Sentinel. SEN. There we go. Oh, there we go. Sentinel class. This is gonna be BP underscore shrine. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and compile this now. Okay, let me go ahead and get Gemini here one more time and say something like, let's say it worked! Exclamation. Okay, now should I just run the code? Okay, let's see. Okay, the sensei's debrief. What just happened by assigning the class to BP underscore shine, you've completed the circuit. The blueprint provided the look, your blender mesh. The C++ provided the brain, the tick and movement logic. The interaction provided the spark, the spawn command. Sensei's discipline. Check these three things in the editor right now. The height, it's spawning good height, okay, or is it flipping through the floor? Okay, I think I just gotta now run the code, right? Although I think that we're missing one thing. Where is my actual object here? Can I go with something like a static mesh? Static mesh. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. I'm gonna go ahead and run the code here real quick. So now, inside my Sentinel, am I assuming something? Am I expecting something to spawn? Let's go with live compile real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and live compile. Okay, while it's actually compiling, I'm gonna go ahead and get Gemini here again. Okay, I said banged. Oh, I read that as banned actually. That's it. Let's say something like, say, so should I run the code now? Question mark. Am I expecting something to spawn? Okay, I gotta go. It's 2:30 a.m. I don't know what's the time there in your country. Still, good night. See you tomorrow. Honestly, I appreciate you sticking to the stream, Demon King. I'll catch you next stream. Make sure to get your 8 hours of sleep. That's it. It's like 2:30 for me. Okay, in PM actually. That's it. Listen to me. Do not hesitate to your live. Okay, the final inspection. Okay, so you will remain virgin throughout your life. Guys, virgin throughout your life is kind of crazy, but it does sound kind of cool as well, because I feel like I am kind of busy, honestly. That's it, the final inspection. Are you ready? Before you click play, run this mental compiler one last time, the spawner. In the activate shrine function in your shrine.c++, actually calling spawn actor. Before you click play, the spawner in the activate shrine function, okay, are you actually calling? The trigger does tip.c++, the player actually call activate shrine. When you press your interact key, it does activate my shrine, but nothing spawns. The spawner is the activate shrine function in your shrine.c++ actually calling the spawn actor. Okay, let's copy this part. Okay, it's like, how do I check that I just copied the code that you set to add, because I wanted to see if it works before I study the code. There we go. Okay, let's see. Listen to me, a true warrior never goes into battle without checking their blade. Okay, the code inspection. Do you see this? Look at your shrine.c++, scroll down until you find void shrine, activate shrine. D is active return. You log. Okay, let's go with something like get world shrine. Okay, this part is not there. I'm gonna go ahead and copy this. How to verify? Okay, go to UE log. Okay, so I'm gonna go to my shrines C++ file. Once I find my activate shrine function, I do not see that part, so I'm gonna go ahead and add it. Maybe somewhere right here. Let's go ahead and paste it. There we go. Okay, B, if is shrine active, then I return it. If my shrine is active, I return the holy spawn combo, the Sentinel class. This checks if you assign the BP in the editor. Okay, this is going to be get activation. I'm going to delete this part. There. Okay, and then rotator, get world direction, UE log. Okay, I'm gonna actually study this code later. I want to see if it works first because I prefer usually to check if the code actually works. Okay, let's go with something like live compile. I'm gonna go ahead and live compile this real quick. Okay, that's it. It says results succeeded. I'm gonna go ahead and close that. Now, if I were to go ahead and run the code, no one spawns. I'm gonna go ahead and try to click E to activate my shrine. This is not a shrine tip. Fire shrine ignited. No one spawns, even though I added that part to my code. So I might go with Control A, Control C, copy that. Let's get Gemini up here real quick. There we go. Let's go ahead and paste this here. Go with Shift Enter. And then go with my shrines as header files. Go with Control A, Control C, copy that. Let's get Gemini back up here, paste it, and say something like say, I added that part. Let's go with something like that part to my code, but no one actually spawns. Before I send this code, I'm gonna go let's say all the way here, and I did add a static mesh. This is something that's gonna spawn. Okay, I'm gonna go back up here. I wanna run the code real quick. When I run the code, if I were to go to my output log, let me check if the UE log triggers. UE log, does it fire? Okay, it does not really fire. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and close this. What was the UE log that I was expecting here? Okay, in my C++ file of my shrine, I was expecting a UE log, which is a warning text. So I should have seen a yellow text. I did not see it, so I can go ahead and just send this. There we go. Let me just go ahead and just stretch my leg a little. Okay, listen to me. We're so close to the summit if the code is compiled and the logic is written, but the world remains empty. It means the trigger is not pulling the hammer. The smallest act of kindness is worth more than grand intentions set by Oscar Wilde. Is that pronounce the name? Okay, the sensei's 3-point checklist. The tip connection, the most likely culprit. The activate shrine. The function is a masterpiece, but it doesn't run itself. Check this in your tip. Your player character inside interact or left click function. You actually call the shrine. Wait, inside the tips is interaction logic. If tip never calls the function, the shrine never spawns the sentinel. What function are we talking about? What function are we talking about? I did not add any new content to my tips class. Okay, let's see. Guys, this is why I first prefer to check if the code works before I start learning it. Okay, that's the mission handshake. Okay, you're missing the link. There we go. In your shrines in C++, you wrote the code to spawn the sentinel, but in Unreal Engine, functions do not run because you're standing near an object. You have to write the logic that says when player presses E, find the nearest shrine and call its activate shrine function. The interact logic. T array. Okay, this is the first time I've used an array here, so this is going to be something new. Interact function. In my header files, I gotta create an interact function. Okay, so create this function on overlap begin. Wait, let me say let's go one step at a time. That is tips with header files. This is my shrine. Okay, so I'm gonna go to something like my tips C++ file. I'm gonna go ahead and paste this here. There we go. This is going to be my interact function. Let's go with a comment that says interact function. Okay, then I'm going to go to my tips header files. I have the interact function here. Hold up. Wait a minute, guys. I have an interact function there. I already have the interact function. I just need to add this block here. I just need to add this for loop here. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that. Let's delete the whole thing. Okay, I thought the function was called activate shrine and not interact though. Probably because I created it 2 days ago. That's it. Let's go all the way here. Let's go ahead and paste it. So I have a T array of actor, which represents the pointer of overlapping actor. Then I'm going to hit Control S to save the code. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to scroll down. Okay, and then in my shrines in C++, in your C++, the constructor ensure collision box is set up. On component begin overlap. This is the thing that I did not have before. When I first started working with collision, I did find this. Then the primitive component that requires a bunch of parameters. I remember this part actually. Okay, so if collision, so this is going to be in my shrines in C++ file where I actually added my collision. Under my begin play, I'm going to go ahead and paste this. Collision component begin overlap. Okay, wait, I think that goes in my constructor, right? In your constructor, ensure collision is set up, which it is. In your shrine.begin play, add this line and tell it to this thing. Then create this function. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and copy that. Add dynamic. I know that this is correct. Guys, I remember adding these bunch of functions up here. These were kind of massive. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna go ahead and add this here as well. Whoops. But maybe I'm gonna go there. There. There we go. Okay, so this is almost pretty much it. I see a bunch of red on your lines. But I know that we're going in the correct direction because I remember adding these contents here. I'm going to copy my shrines to C++, go ahead and paste it here, go with Shift Enter, and then go with something like my shrines is header files. Go all the way up here again. Whoops. Alright guys, let's just cancel that. There we go. Let's go all the way up here. I'm going to go ahead and paste that, go with Shift Enter. Now I'm going to go with my tips C++ file. Copy that, go ahead and paste it. And lastly, I'm going to go with something like my tips header files. Copy that and paste it here as well. There. Let me see something like Sensei. Okay, I see a bunch of red underlines where... Okay, I see... What up guys, let's go with something like... Let's say I see a bunch of red underlines in my shrine.cpp where I added the content in my begin play. Okay, let's see. Okay, listen to me. You have attempted to perform a nested function mastery, but C++ is a strict discipline. You cannot define a function on overlap inside another function begin play. This is why your code is being in underlines. So you function the header shrine. So go to shrine.header file. I gotta create this in your header file. The class knows it exists. I gotta go ahead and create that. Excuse me guys, the source. Now move the function outside the begin play. Move the function outside the begin play. I see. Okay, so basically it's just that. So firstly in my shrines is header files. I'm gonna go ahead and define my u function, my unbuilt function here. Created a u enum there. I'm gonna go ahead and create a u function here as well. Maybe I'm gonna go ahead and create it all the way down here. There we go. Required for overlap events. I'm gonna hit Control S to save the code. Go to my shrines is C++ file. Let's copy my let's see. On overlap function, I'm gonna go ahead and copy that. There we go. Delete this from here. I'm gonna go ahead and paste it outside my begin play. Now inside my begin play, I'm gonna go ahead and have a if statement here. Okay, that says bind function to the collision box. Okay, let's go ahead and copy that. I'm gonna go ahead and bind my collision. Okay, if collision box, collision component, there we go. Okay, and should that be pretty much it? Okay, I'm gonna Control S, let's go to tip, Control S, and Control S. Okay, now I'm gonna get Gemini up here again and say something like, okay, done, exclamation. So, should I run the code now, question mark? Okay, listen to me, if the red underlines have vanished, your code is structured with the precision of a master play, then yes. Okay, so let's go to my Unreal Engine. I'm gonna go ahead and live compile real quick because it's really important to compile the code before running it. Okay, that's it. Let's wait for it to compile. Okay, so 2 out of 4 completed. There we go. So it says results succeeded, successfully patched. Now, if I run the code, my Sentinel does not spawn. If I go up here in my shrine and I type something like E, fire shrine ignited, I still do not see my Sentinel. I think it is because I did not really add my Sentinel shrines to spawn in my map yet. So I'm going to go with here. I'm going to go ahead and drag this here and let's drop it there. There. And then I'm going to go ahead and add a static mesh to it. static mesh, Sentinel mesh. There, I'm gonna go with something like my boss mesh. There we go. And then I'm gonna go ahead and get him somewhere here. There. Okay, that should be kind of good, I'm assuming. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get him a bit in front. Whoops, not lower. Hold up, guys. Okay, I'm gonna make sure to, whoops, get him in front. Let's get him in front. Because he is the protector here. Okay, I mean, I think that looks good, right? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and live compile again. Let's go ahead and live compile real quick. Once I'm done compiling, I'm gonna try running the code. Okay, let's see. So I'm gonna go ahead and close that. So let's go ahead and run the code. Well, he does move. Clearly does. Wait, is he? Hold up, guys. Did he just... Is he hiding? Why is he running from me? Okay, can he get close to me? Is he trying to get close to me? Nope, that's definitely him running. What if I hit E to ignite my fire strike? Well, guys, should I make this as a scary horror game or something? Is he trying to chase me? Why is grab? Whoops. Okay, why is the gravity not affecting him, guys? Okay, he tries to avoid me. It works, although he tries to avoid me. Let me say something like, say, it works, exclamation. I just forgot to add my, let's say something like, I just forgot to add my pawn to my editor. Okay, that said, let's go with something like, that said, my Sentinel runs away from me, and he is not restricted by the shrine or any walls. Okay, even the floor. Maybe to fix that, I'm gonna go ahead and let's say add a collision box to him. So I'm gonna go with something like collision box. Okay, hold up, guys. There we go. I'm gonna go with something like Sentinel shrine. What have two of them? I'm gonna go ahead and delete the second one. There. I'm gonna go ahead and add a collision box to him. So I'm gonna go with something like a box collision. Let's go with something like box collision. There we go. And then once I'm done adding it here, I'm just gonna cover him up with it. So can I see it in my editor? If I try to move it around, there we go. So that's technically my box collision right here. I'm gonna increase the size just a bit. So I'm gonna go with something like R to scale. Gonna increase it from here. And then W, I'm gonna get this a little lower because I want him to be kind of restricted because of my collisions and all that stuff. I'm gonna increase it a bit from there as well. Go with something like W, go all the way there. There, I think now he's perfectly inside my box, right? Maybe not. I think the box should come a bit in front. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that a bit in front. There we go. Okay, now he should be restricted with my box. So I'm gonna go ahead and live compile. Let's go with something like live compile here real quick. And then let's wait for this to compile. Now, once the while this is actually compiling, I think he will be stuck through different objects. He cannot go through them. Wait, hold up, guys. Let me exit the code real quick. I want to get my editor up there here. There. Now let's go ahead and run the code. He spawns there. That's good. If I get close to him, how does he just disappear? He just spawns like, guys. He just spawns like a spooky monster or something. Okay, is this what he's supposed to do? Even though I added a collision box. Guys, we're trying to play catch here. Oh no. How did... Guys, I think this isn't fair. Make magic system, please. That actually does sound kind of cool. Why? Guys, I feel like he's using some kind of cheat codes. How is he disappearing? Like, I cannot move. Okay, let me... Guys, I think it's impossible to catch him. Okay, I mean, that's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and escape this real quick. Now, let's get Gemini up here. Okay, he's not restricted by the floors or even the floor. I did add a collision box. Let's go with something like collision box in my editor, but I did not add any sort of content to it. And that's it. Let's see. Maybe I use some hand grippers because my fingers do kind of hurt. Guys, I feel my fingers are kind of frozen. I cannot use the hand grippers right now. That's it. Let's see the phantom problem. Why he clips your sentinel is ignoring the roll because of two reasons: the movement root the collision. In your A-Shrine Sentinel C++ code, we created a sphere collision as the root component. The fix: go to your blueprint underscore sentinel, click on the sphere collision component, look at the details panel. Okay, on your collision, ensure simulate generate overlap event is checked. Set the collision presets to Pawn, okay, critical. If the sphere is tiny, he will clip. Increase the sphere radius until it covers most of the boss mesh. That is definitely the reason, guys. Okay, the movement brain, the speed. He runs away from you. This is likely because the math is inverted or his speed is too high. He's slingshotting. The fix, BP underscore shrine, click on floating point movement. Lower the max speed to 150, peaceful float and acceleration to 200. Okay, peaceful float to 150 and acceleration to 200. Okay, before I do that though, I want to go back to my Unreal Engine. Guys, why do I keep opening Blender? There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna go here. Firstly, I'm gonna go ahead and remove my collision box from here. So I'm gonna go with something like my box collision, right click, and something like delete. Now I'm gonna decrease the size here real quick. Wait, did I decrease or duplicate? I think I duplicated it. There, I see a sphere collision. I'm gonna go ahead and delete. I see a sphere collision. Where is it? Wait, let me get him a bit out because I can't see a thing up there. Okay, this is gonna be my Sentinel. Sentinel 2. So I'm gonna go ahead and drag him out here. Now, sphere collision. Do I really see it? What if I go to my blueprint here and I click my sphere collision? I see that. I'm gonna click something like R. Can I scale it? I want to go ahead and scale it. So now I want to scale my sphere collision. No, not my boss mesh. Okay, fine. I guess I'm going to click my boss mesh. I'm going to go with something like R and decrease the size in general. There, and then I'm going to go with something like W. Get him a bit back. There we go. And then a bit to the left. Okay, and I think he's inside of my sphere. Although I can increase the size of my sphere for some reason. There, I mean, it is somewhat covering him. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and compile real quick. Now let's run the code. Is he still gonna run from me? He still runs from me. Why? I see him. Guys, this is some kind of like a funny game. Why is he running from me? I want him to... Okay, I mean, I guess he's running from me because I gotta fix some things here. He's being directed in the opposite direction as me. Hold up, guys. Let's just go ahead and get my tip back here. There we go. So I'm assuming I gotta go to something like my Shrine Sentinel here and then my C++ file. I'm gonna change some speeds here. So max acceleration is gonna be, let's say 200.f. Okay, and then max speed is gonna be something like 150.f. What if I go with like 50.f? I want him to be a bit slow, and that's gonna be 100.f. I don't want him to move that quick. Then I'm gonna open my Unreal Engine. I'm gonna go ahead and live compile real quick. Let's live compile this. Okay, let's see. So it's live compiling. Let's wait for it to compile real quick. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and exit that. Now, if I had to run the code, tell me he's slow. He's really fast. Why is he up? Okay, I guess maybe I'm gonna go ahead and hide this for the time being. I'm gonna get it up. There. I see my capsule there. I'm gonna go ahead and run the code. Let's see exactly where he goes. Guys, did he just dip? Why does he keep going under the floor? That doesn't make any sense. And who's blocking me? He keeps running. Fine, I'm gonna get this a bit lower. There. Did I get this correctly? There we go. Okay, he keeps going in the opposite direction. Let me say something like let's say it might not even be the speed, and I also made the collision sphere uh, bigger and lowered the speed. He still moves faster than me, or maybe in the same speed as me, and also goes under my floor. Here, hold up, guys. Let me actually mute myself real quick here. Already mic testing, mic testing. Guys, I thought there was some kind of background noises. That said, okay, and he goes under the floor. Let's go with something like floor. That said, he goes under. Let's go with something like, okay, maybe let's go with something like maybe moves faster. Okay, let's go with something like faster. Okay, or maybe in the same speed. Let's go with something like same speed, and also goes under the floor when I get close to him and spawns behind me. Hey Vic, how's it going? How are you doing? Sorry, I appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, that's it. Let's see. Okay, the floor clip fix, the physics. The reason he goes under the floor is that your sphere collision is likely not blocking the world or the floating point movement. Doesn't know what a floor is. Set collision presets in blueprint underscore shrine sentinel. Click the sphere collision set collision presets to pawn. Okay, click the sphere collision set collision presets to pawn. Check blocking, ensure world static and world dynamic are set to block. Okay, I gotta check those. Stop the divide. Floating pawn don't have gravity, but the floating add movement perfectly does. Okay, let me go all the way up here. I'm gonna go to my BP underscore, what was this called? I'm gonna go to BP underscore shrine sentinel. Inside this, I'm firstly gonna go ahead and just extend this part real quick. Next up, I'm gonna click my sphere collision. Then under my, I think it was something like world, I'm gonna just go ahead and extend that because that's kind of annoying me for some reason. There we go. Let's extend it from here as well. There, I'm gonna open my Gemini up here real quick. Yo, how do you add physics in the game? Actually, I am like working on that part right now. Okay, I'm trying to like make my whatchamacallit, my shrine the sentinel, the guard in my shrine, or like the spirit in my shrine to follow my player instead of repelling myself. Plus, he does like not obey the physics, and like he like gravity does not implement on him type stuff, and he can go through walls and all that things. So BP underscore shrine, click the sphere collision, set collision presets to pawn. So I'm gonna set my collision presets. Let's go with collision presets. I'm assuming generate collision should be true, and then collision presets. Let's go with something like presets. So let's go with PRE. Okay, I think it's PER. Presets to pawn. It is set to pawn. Okay, once I'm done with that, I gotta change my world direction and my... Okay, so where's it gone? There we go. My world static and world dynamic are set to block, so I'm gonna go with something like world static. There is no world static here. Maybe I'm... Excuse me guys, maybe I'm gonna go here. Let's go with something like world static and world dynamic. STAT. Isn't there a world static here? Maybe world dynamic. Okay, so I gotta click my sphere collision. Let's click my sphere collision. Let's go with static. I don't see a world static or a world dynamic. Is that somewhere else? Crazy then. If you go through wall houses physics, that actually does make sense. I'm trying to like work on fixing that part. That said, I did add two changes, so I want to see if that works real quick. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and run the code. Now, my sentinel is back there. Did he just go through wall again? There you go. You guys do see him kind of running around trying to avoid me. Okay, let's try to actually get him to me. He's like, he jumps whenever I jump. He does jump whenever I jump. Okay, wait, let's go ahead and say that to Gemini real quick, because he jumps when I jump. And let me say something like, let's say, I went to my BP underscore collision and checked generate, let's go with something like generate overlap events as check thingy. That said, I did not find world static or world dynamic, and my collision preset is set to pawn. That said, he is like a mirror. Okay, my pawn Sentinel jumps when I jump, turns when I turn. Let's go with something like turn. Okay, and goes in the exact opposite direction as I do. Okay, let's see, guys. That was a mouthful to actually see. I thought even I use Gemini for any programming help. Actually, it does make sense because like Gemini does have like infinite screenshots. Not infinite, like 100 screenshots per day or like per chat type stuff. That makes it really good, honestly. Okay, that said, the Sensei's Diagnostics, the Puppet String, the Auto-Possess Trap in your Blueprint Shrine Sentinel, look at the details, search for Auto-Possess Player. It should be set to Disable. If it's set to Player 0, the Sentinel is stealing your controls. This is something that might be good. This might be something. Sentinel. I'm gonna go with Auto-Possess Player. It's set to Disable. Let's go to my blueprint here as well. I'm gonna go to my Sentinel. Let's go with something like Possess. It is set to Disable though. Auto-Possess AI. Disable spawns. I mean, it is set to disable, so let me go here. Let me go up here real quick. Okay, that's it. I think in my current math, the direction mirrored the math. You said he goes exactly in the opposite direction. I'll just confirm my suspicion. Your math tick is reversed. In your current math, the direction equals to player location minus my location. If he runs away, it means the math or the way add movement input interprets is the vector flip, the quick fix, and your tick function swap the subtract order. Try this instead. So, okay, so I'm going to copy that in the tick function. So for my Sentinel, it uses tick function. Okay, Sentinel is a C++ file, tick function. The subtracting that I did here. Okay, wait, let me just go ahead and paste this here real quick. I want to see where I subtracted. F vector direction. So did I create, okay, direction. Okay, I gotta flip this order. I'm gonna go ahead and Control Z real quick. There we go. So this is my direction. I'm gonna go ahead and copy that. There. So I had to try this fix. Let's hit Control S to save the code. I'm gonna go ahead and open my Unreal Engine here real quick. Let's type something like live compile. I'm gonna go ahead and live compile real quick. Now let's see if this works. I'm positive this is gonna actually work because I think it was definitely my math that he goes exactly in the opposite direction of as me. So I'm gonna go ahead and run the code. Alright guys, now he's kind of just, is he chasing me? Is it me or am I being chased? Alright, he is kind of chasing me. Nah, he's still like kind of, I don't know how to say it. He's still kind of, it doesn't look like he has a mind of his own. He moves when I move. When I get close, he gets close. When I get back, he gets back. Okay, I guess I'm gonna go to Gemini again. Let's say something like, let's say, I mean, it works now. Let's go with something like now. But he still kind of copies me, but in a good way maybe. Like when I go forward, he comes to me, and when I click S to go back, let's go with something like back, he goes back with me, but in the opposite direction, ... I expected him to have a mind of his own and follow me wherever I go. But I think that is for the AI logic question mark when I try using Python and C++ in UE5. Okay, it will run. Just play once more. Let me see. Okay, let me go ahead and run the code again. So technically, I won't say it's kind of bad. It's like he's up there. He is kind of going backwards. Like if I go in front, he comes with me. If I go back, he follows. Hold up, guys. I think he's kind of lagging. There we go. Okay, so he technically kind of follows me. Like if I come close, he kind of gets closer to me type stuff. There we go. And I can just jump up these stairs. Just jump up here. Wait, is he just standing there now? Okay, what if I go there? Oh my gosh, there's no way I just fell. Hold up, guys, let me go all the way there. There we go. So he does kind of follow me, unless something like blocks him from following me. There we go. I wonder if he's gonna fall with me. Will he? Okay, I mean, yeah, he does fall with me. I mean, he is my Sentinel. Okay, he does like kind of fall with me. So how do we solve it? So how do we solve it out? Okay, that's it. I think that this is actually what I expected, because like Pawn is made for actually having our AI logic in it. If I want to implement AI logic, I do it through a Pawn type stuff. But I did not really work on AI logic because I did not start with Python and like Unreal Engine. I will be doing that though. So I'm going to be working on like in detail AI logic when I have my Python on with C++. The truth about AI and Unreal, you mentioned Python. Stay away from Python for real-time game logic. In Unreal Engine, Python is for editor tools. Importing 1,000 blocks at once for mind of its own. You have two paths. The C++ smart trick, the quick path, we can make his movement feel less like a mirror by adding weight and lag if we don't calculate the direction perfectly every frame, or if we add a random Vander Zypenenset offset, so he starts to feel alive. The behavior tree, the master path. This is how real game AI works. Like the enemy in Elden Ring of Halo, the blackboard, the AI's memory, whereas Tib, the behavior tree, the AI's brain. Example, if Tib is far, move to him. If Tib is close, circle him idly. Excuse me, guys. I see. Okay, nav mesh, the floor map. Okay, this tells the AI where it is allowed to walk, so it doesn't click through walls. I think I see. Update or tick, include a buffer. So I'm gonna go with something like tick. Let's just go ahead and copy this part. Floor vector, get player. I might just go with the inner part. So this is my get location. This is apparently my buffer. I'm gonna go ahead and copy that. Float distance. So in my tick, I'm gonna go ahead and just paste this here for the time being. Wait, what? You didn't do Python? Actually, I did do Python, but I did not actually use Python in Unreal Engine now because I have been using C++. That's it. I think I won't be needing to use Python now. Okay, because for my college, I am like learning Python. Set F vector. This is going to be player pawn. F vector current location. Get actor. Okay, I'm going to hit Control A, Control C, and I have worked with this before. Where's the disk gone? Right to somewhere here. There we go. I have worked with like the disk back when I was learning SDL. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and paste this. Go to and say something like that question mark. Okay, let's see. Okay, the sensitive diagnostics. Listen to me. I've created a dual soul conflict. Your code is now trying to do two different things. A shrine delta time. Replace this immediately. Okay, so I'm gonna go all the way up here. And guys, the reason I am like just copying this right now is to see if it works. If it actually does work, I will work on learning it. Yeah, Python is more like for editors. I actually did not know that. I thought Python is like for the brain of my AIs. I guess I was kind of wrong, guys. By editor, what does that even mean? Does it mean like my Unreal Engine editor? Like for example, the things that I like do here manually. For example, adding a new static mesh and all that stuff. Or is it something else? Is he gonna get close? Why does he keep running away from me? What up, guys? Before I actually do that, let me just go ahead and close this up real quick. There, now let's run. Why is he away from me? I know why. I actually fixed this part before. I do it again. So when I get my direction here, so F get location. Where's the subtraction? Okay, wait, let me actually get Gemini up here again. I'm gonna go ahead and say something like, Sensei, I see the same problem as before. Let's go with something like same problem as before, where he goes away from me, but the movement seems a bit better than before. Okay, you make... Okay, what make you only use code, not using nodes? Actually, I feel like I do like enjoy the actual programming part, and it also gives us more control. That's it. I did want to learn using nodes as well, but nodes are mostly for like displaying UIs, because it would take like a lot of coding to actually display UIs on our windows. So it would be easier to do that with Node. Although for the regular coding, we get more control if we actually write code type stuff. That's it. The surgery flipping in your code. Look at this line: F direction actor minus spawn. Okay, replace your tick with this node duplicates. Okay, so I just gotta like replace this. Let's go ahead and replace this real quick. Gonna go ahead and paste this. There we go. Okay, so this is my tick. I'm gonna go there. Let's hit Control S to save the code. I'm gonna go ahead and live compile this real quick. Let's go ahead and live compile. Guys, I just want this to work. Okay, that's sad. Okay, it says something like results succeeded, successfully linked. Let's go ahead and just close this real quick. Now I'm gonna run the code. Does he get near me? Okay, hold up guys, he turns way too quick. He's still kind of avoiding me. Why is he still avoiding me? I know exactly why is he avoiding me. It's this part, the flip. The flip did not happen here. For the flip to actually happen, I'm gonna go all the way up here. Okay, for the flip to happen, I'm gonna go to right here. There we go. Quick fix. I'm gonna go ahead and copy this. There we go. This is gonna actually make the flip happen. Right here. I'm gonna go ahead and paste this. There. Let's copy that. I'm gonna go to Unreal Engine. Let's type something like live compile. Okay, so it says 1x4 compiled, results succeeded. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and run the code real quick. There we go. Now he's kind of chasing me. If I run a bit away from him. Wait, is he like really chasing me? Hold up guys, my mouse is kind of lagging. Okay guys, I mean, I guess that is not that creepy that he's just following me around. It's like a pet, guys. Wait, in that case, I'm gonna move my camera a bit, because my mouse is trying to act a bit tweaky. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and click my mouse here real quick. I want to get both my Sentinel and my mouse from here. What up, guys? Let me replace a battery real quick. Okay, let me just go ahead and close that, and then get this. If that worked, there we go. I mean, it still says it's like a bit low on battery. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just close this up here real quick. Okay, it should just work for this part. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna scroll a bit lower. Let's click my camera. I'm gonna go ahead and click something like my follow camera. I'm gonna get that a bit higher. A bit to the back. Wait, not to the left. A bit to the back. There we go. What up guys, let me just go a bit behind. There. And then a bit higher. I'm gonna hit something like E to rotate downwards. There, now I should be able to see both my character and my pet. I mean my shrine. Not shrine, my shrine sentinel. Let's go with something like live compile. There we go. Okay, let's wait for it to run. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and just close this up. Let's go ahead and run the code. There we go. I see both my shrine sentinel and my player. Okay, I just wish that I could like see it a bit clearly, so I'm gonna go a bit back. Let's go back to my camera. What up guys, let me just go ahead and get my camera a bit higher. Okay, let's go with follow camera. I want to get it a bit higher. Why not I just pilot the camera? If I right click, I'm pretty sure I can pilot it. I cannot pilot it. Okay, I guess I'm gonna go a bit back. Let's go a bit higher. Okay, so I'm gonna go there. Nope, wrong direction. Let me click the red line. Nope, the red, there we go. There, now I should be able to see everything from here. Let's run the code. There we go. Okay, so my Shrine Sentinel, he does follow me. He is quite fast. And if I stop somewhere right here, he does not leave the shrine. He follows me only within the boundaries of my shrine. Okay, I mean, it's not that bad actually. I will be learning the code later on, like off stream, because I do got some college stuff right now. That chat. Oh, guys, a very important thing, a very, very important thing. I gotta hit Control S. I sometimes forget to click Control S to save the code. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and get Gemini here. Let me see something like, Sensei. I mean, I guess it works. Exclamation. I need to kind of refine it by going and learning stuff, then implementing it in detail. That said, I am planning to end the stream right now because, yeah, let's go with something like now because I too got college work to do and I have a quiz next class, so I might end the stream right now. Before I do end the stream, is there anything that you want to say to the viewers? Question mark. Okay, let's see. Guys, there are like so many typos too. Not sinister to me. You have conquered the code, tamed the demon, and forced a champion from the void. Go to the to go from a missing class to a floating point bobbling Sentinel in one session. Okay, is the mark of a true code warrior. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments sent by Jim Ron. That's it. Sensei's final message to the viewers. Listen well. Brave spectators, today you witnessed the birth of a guardian. You saw that coding is not just typing, it's a battle of logic, a flipping of vectors, and the persistence that to never back down. When the red underline strikes, Tib is leaving the dojo. Guys, I think Sensei forgot my name. It's actually not Tib. That's it. Let's go all the way down here. Okay, so that's about it. Sensei's final blessing. Go for it, Tib. Destroy the quiz like you destroy those bugs, guys. Just FYI, my name is actually not Tib. That's it. Study with the focus of a samurai, and we shall reunite to give the Sentinel a true mind. Sensei out. Okay, so let me go to something like my main camera. There we go. Alright guys, so basically that was pretty much it for the stream. Let me open my glass real quick. That's it. If you guys did enjoy the stream, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, like, helps my algorithm, sharing makes it fun, and subscribing like it's on top. That's it. I did start multi-streaming on Twitch, YouTube. I will start multi-streaming on TikTok and Instagram as well. So if you guys did not follow me there and you guys did enjoy my content, make sure to follow me there. The link is going to be in the description. And you guys can get access to my socials by typing exclamation social in the chat. That's join the Discord server as well, because that's where I usually talk to you guys, chat with you guys, give you guys my roadmaps, and have like general conversations. The link will be in the description. You guys can get access to the link of my socials or Discord server through my bio. Or also, if you guys type exclamation Discord on chat, you guys can get access to my Discord server. But that said, I'll catch you guys in the next live stream or video. Peace.